This is Newcap News with Jacob Zaire.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. Carly, I guess it is that time, golf season.
It really is. As long as that forecast is friendly, Gerard, it looks like folks here in Lloydminster could be teeing it up this weekend.
Keep our fingers crossed for the weekend, definitely. But we've had a nice sunny morning. We've seen the cloud cover building up as the afternoon has worn on. Let's see what it's looking like right about now, everyone, because I tell you what, yeah, this picture has advanced itself. 13 is where we're sitting pretty. We got to 15 at about 1 o'clock, so the temperature has not been too bad. It's cooperating. 45% is the humidity. The wind's out of the west at 22k, and what we are looking at as we compare across to the Lakeland, 14 is where you guys in the Lakeland are sitting at a +1, but the forecast is holding for some of those showers in the Battlefords as well. We're looking at the better part of the sunshine with a buildup of cloud cover as the afternoon has worn on, but a lovely +18 it has been.
A 25-year-old Lloydminster man who snapped while changing his infant son's diaper has been sentenced to 5.5 years in prison for manslaughter. James Andrew LaRose admitted to punching 6-month-old Camden Bounting at least 5 times the night the infant died. RCMP responded to a 911 call on March 19, 2009 from a Lloydminster home. The initial report said the baby's parents found him dead in his crib with no signs of the cause of death. LaRose was arrested 5 days after an autopsy was performed on the child, which found the cause of death to be blunt force trauma causing the small intestine to rupture. RCMP say LaRose initially denied knowing what happened to the baby, but according to an agreed statement of facts, LaRose said he was alone with the baby on March 18th and had been drinking heavily. While he was changing the child's diaper on the floor, some feces got on a blanket and himself. LaRose said he then punched the baby several times and put the child back to bed. The Crown argued the injuries could have been treated, but LaRose failed to check on the baby or seek medical attention. The mother, Amy Bounting, was not home at the time of the incident. 2 girls have been charged after a 17-year-old man was shot in the leg last Thursday on the Little Pine First Nation. They're accused of aggravated assault, possession of a weapon for a dangerous purpose, and a number of firearm-related offenses. The shooting followed an argument at a home, and police say the victim and accused are known to each other. The injured man has been released from hospital. RCMP say the investigation is still ongoing. Lloydminster's Petro-Can was the target of a so-called gas and dash yesterday afternoon. The incident left one of the gas station's employees injured, and as Robert Buffum explains, it was just the latest in a troubling spike of similar crimes.
This was the scene of a brazen crime yesterday afternoon, a crime that's become alarmingly common.
You know, every night if I come in from to do a day shift, I've noticed that there's either been one gas theft that evening, and it's bad to say, but we almost expect one to happen.
The incident resulted not only in stolen gas, it also left this employee injured.
I've got this road rash with a couple stitches in my elbow. My palm got kind of graveled up.
When he tried to stop the thieves.
As I was leaned into their window, they just sped off with me halfway in.
A gas station attendant was killed in British Columbia in a similar incident in 2005, and the government there subsequently changed the law, making it mandatory for all gas stations to have prepay at the pump. Currently, there's no plans for such a regulation or law here.
Currently, there's no plans for the Alberta government to bring in any sort of legislation. What we simply do is encourage employers to tell their employees to not take the law into their own hands. Let the police do their job. That's what they're there for.
Police are warning gas station attendants not to try stopping fuel thieves, but to record their license plate instead.
Write it down as fast as you can. If you did see something, write it down, call it in.
But for Gray, he thinks stricter measures need to be taken.
We're going to go to the mandatory prepay, at least on the Far Island.
Robert Buffum, Newcap News.
Canadians will be heading to the polls in less than a week, and candidates in the Battleford's Lloydminster constituency are campaigning hard for the public's votes. Shauna Roshuk has more on which issues top the list and why the candidates are battling so hard.
Jerry Ritz, Conservative candidate who was elected in 2008 with over 60% of the votes, says he's pleased with what the Harper government has accomplished with the stimulus packages, considering the recent economic crisis.
We've seen infrastructure projects that have been gone lacking for decades that have been addressed in this last little while. We've seen job numbers come back. We know that Canada has got a good, strong economy, but we're not out of the woods yet.
With household debt at an all-time high and credit card borrowing on the rise, NDP candidate Glenn Tate says a plan needs to be put in place to stop the bleeding, an issue his party supports.
The Democrats want to put a cap on interest rates on credit cards. It's bordering on usury right now, 19 and 20% rates, and there's no need for that.
Green Party candidate Norbert Kratchmer, who is also an organic farmer, says genetically engineered seeds must be banned as it's costing farmers more money and is not safe for consumption.
No one should try to patent life. It's in our Green Party platform. We are against patenting life forms, and we definitely support farmers that they should always have the rights to their seed and setting up a heritage seed bank.
As May 2nd approaches, these candidates are working hard and hoping residents from their riding hear their messages and get out to vote for the best person to represent at the federal level.
I just want to make sure that they actually make use of their franchise and vote. We're in conflict situations in Afghanistan and Libya to give those people the right to have a say in their government, and it's unfortunate that a lot of Canadians take it for granted.
There are about 70,000 people in this riding. There's no way I can meet them all, but I'm going to try and meet as many as I can, talk to them, find out what their issues are, what their problems are, and what they want in a federal representative.
I'm giving you something to vote for instead of against, and I care about Canadians' food safety, and I know we deserve and we can do better.
Representing the Liberal Party is Jordan LaPlante. Jordan is currently a business student at the University of Saskatchewan and is a member of the English River First Nation. He's hoping to improve the quality of life on the reserves and to bring awareness to Aboriginal and youth issues. Jordan was invited for an interview. Unfortunately, he could not attend. Shauna Roshik, Newcap News.
Last night, voters from both sides of the border in Lloydminster had a chance to meet their federal candidates face-to-face. The Chamber of Commerce hosted the All Candidates Forum at Lakeland College.
This is where we support Saskatchewan-made industry. Moved back from the United States into Canada because of the changes in our corporate tax rate. Stephen Harper has turned his back in Saskatchewan.
The battle for the Lloydminster candidates were up first, providing a chance for Saskatchewan voters to interact with the various parties' representatives from their riding.
Present specific questions that they are wanting to have answered by the candidates. And this certainly is a forum that gives opportunity to answer specific as well as broad-based political party questions as well.
There were a wide variety of reasons why people decided to attend.
I thought it was an excellent opportunity to ask questions about agriculture, given the Minister of Agriculture.
To see who's going to be a really good representative that will represent the Aboriginal people.
We need people who are going to actually take an interest in the things that are important in the riding.
The money will always be there, and if you're concerned about the money, this has no place here. We need to sustain a future for our children.
I can't say that I learned things, but I confirmed things.
After the Saskatchewan candidates were done, it was time for the Vegreville-Wainwright constituency. Many border city residents took the time to get to know their potential federal representatives, which is vital to being a responsible voter.
We just can't wait for the message to come to us. We have to do a little bit of digging, a little bit of thinking, and then we should be able to vote a little more intelligently. But the fact is we should vote because every vote actually does count.
While the candidates did answer specific questions formulated by the audience and for the most part made themselves available afterwards, during the forum itself they mostly stayed on message, echoing their federal party leaders.
If there's any disappointment, it's that the candidates didn't open themselves up. The chamber gave them the opportunity. The candidates stayed on kind of national party platform and didn't venture into what are they going to do for us as a person representing us when they get there.
And in just a few days, we will all find out who exactly is going to get there. And before those candidates actually went to that forum last night, they had a chance to stop by the studios here and actually were on the Around the Region show for a special debate that's going to be on tonight.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun tonight. We are airing the Vegreville-Wainwright candidates. We're also at the forum last night, and then Sunday night will be the Battleford-Lloydminster candidates. But we thought, because the Battleford-Lloydminster one is airing the day before the election, that we would put them up online. So you can find them at newcaptv.com. You can also find them on our Facebook page if you find us on Around the Region.
And that forum was pretty controlled last night, but I understand things got a little bit more lively here in the studio.
Yeah, somewhat of the same format. I mean, every candidate got the chance to answer the questions, but then after the questions, they also got a chance to argue about the questions, essentially. So we did see a little bit more of their personal sides, I think, in these debates tonight. So that'll be tonight, CITL at 7:30.